Okay, so being married to a white woman for almost 4 years now, would you do it again?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh my gosh!
I'm being very honest with you. I think that there are some things that, honestly, as an Igbo man, that I would not have tried myself.
Yeah?
You're the only
It has been hard.
white person that I've ever dated. I think that with all of the challenges that I've encountered with an interracial marriage, I'm not willing to compromise my Nigerian culture for anyone. I don't think I would do that again for anyone else. That's just the honest truth.
As an interracial couple, what is one of the hardest things you've gone through?
All the white men, we used to live in the mountains, they would all stare at like him, and then they would look at me like, what are you doing with the black man? We could be with a man like me. And then vice versa. We would walk through the mall and a lot of black women would just give me a lot of looks just because, you know, I'm with the black man. We still deal with it, yeah.
And for you?
Even from family.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna say even my family, the women in my family hold a strong tradition that we have to marry our own.
Is this your first interracial relationship?
For me, yeah.
For me, no.
Oh, so it wasn't a far deviation from what you experienced previously?
No, different because he's my husband. So when I was dating, it was different because I didn't pay attention to the racial stuff.
So this is my first interracial relationship also, but it was difficult for me in the beginning. So has that been something difficult for you as well?
No, it was something to get like used to. I'd say it was something to get used to, but it's been pleasant for us. It's been pleasant being us.
The last question, what kind of relationship advice would you give to people, one, in interracial relationships, and then just generally?
Whether it be interracial or just advice, period, no matter how they look, no matter the color, big, small, we're all put here for each other. Love who you gonna love.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Unfiltered For You Stories. Today we are diving into something that is real, about the challenges that interracial couples face. So I've been seeing some videos on TikTok where interracial couples are sharing what challenges they face in their relationships, in their marriages, in dating. I know these days interracial dating is so common. People are dating across different cultures, continents, skin colors, even different religious faiths. So much as we see such couples or relationships like glowing and growing and happy, behind them there are some hardships. The truth is love, but let's be honest, society sometimes doesn't make it easy. From family pressure to cultural clashes to random strangers having opinions that no one asked for. So these TikToks really show what some couples deal with every day. So grab your snacks, hit that like button, and let's see what people are sharing online and talk about the real stuff behind it.
Last year summer, she said we should go on holiday with her family. Guess what the idea of the holiday was?
I'm curious, what's that?
Camping in a bush. Why am I sleeping in a bush for 2 weeks?
Camping is good for you, Kunle, okay? It helps you appreciate nature and gets you away from technology and phones and everything that we have nowadays.
Why am I paying that much rent in London, Zone 1 for that matter, for me to be sleeping in a bush? I'm not Tarzan or Judge of the Jungle. You understand? Dinner, they make out 5 sets of cutleries. 5. I'm sitting there thinking about which one to use so I'll not embarrass myself or even embarrass her. It's like I'm in a test the whole time.
The outside in. That's it. It's not rocket science. I've told him so many times it's outside in. That's it. There is nothing to stress about. I mean, how is he going to embarrass me by using
You
cutlery?
played the same music.
Yeah, but you said you love Afrobeat.
I do, but don't choke me with them. I don't want to have a constant banging sound in my head the whole time. Money now water, like what does that mean? Money, how can money be like water? Money is, if anything, it's paper.
I couldn't understand why it was so taboo for me to be in a relationship with someone who was African. My family had separate cutlery, crockery, plates, cups that they had kept underneath the kitchen sink in case an African person asked them for something. If you wanted a glass of water, you would go to the glass that was set aside for African people. They do not drink off the same cups as us. We do not dish food for African people in our plates that we will eat. Why? I'm not 100% sure. But I know now. Back then, I did not know why. Nor did I care to understand it because I was still living under my parents' roof and under their regime. But when I was able to identify for myself I know now that it was actual fully blown racism. And it's disgusting to think about that's how some people still behave today.
They would say things like, how could he share a bed with me? Things like that I've got dirty blood. It would be things like, why whenever I'm coming over, I'm just sitting down on the couch as opposed to serving and doing the dishes and, kind of insinuating that, Black people are associated with domestic work.
Oftentimes they would ask me and they would just commit different words to me saying, are you sure you're into data? Don't you know all African people jowl? Black women jowl. Are you sure she's not going to be jolling with the neighbor?
The things you have to go through as an interracial couple. You always will go through hate, maybe even from family, from neighbors, from friends, or only people on the street who see you. People always will look you, will watch you. There is nobody who don't have an opinion about this. They like it or they don't like it. They appreciate it or they hate it. It's really crazy. There is nobody who don't show any interest. So people always will have an opinion about your relationship.
Yeah, because for me, that's what you are saying is true, But for me, that also, it's lack of the people, their understanding, Yes, when I say the people lack of their understanding, most of them, they never travel, So they also don't experience, to see that one of member family is inject with the different nation man or
with never travel. He mean from
yes.
to another continent.
Yes.
To another continent, not only their own continent. So
yes. So when that kind of person, he never have he's one of member family who is this kind of situation, with the fighting them even their own member family or what they will fight in the down, through their member family, So,
friends or
friends, the friends, who don't like
or on the internet.
Yes, for internet, of course, yeah. For internet,
Yeah.
People will talk. Even some, even some Muslim, really, definitely, I don't talk about this, but I also see this also, Not all Muslim who they are like this, but I see even one comment, the Muslim woman who, he don't like it, So for me, I see maybe, he don't have a man, So,
she want mine.
So, he's angry, Why, the Muslim man will marry the Christian woman, And we all believe the same God. So what is the difference, So for me, there's no difference, Bro, respect each other, and love each other.
Yeah, but this is not only about interracial, so we have interfaith marriage. Yeah. So different religion, different races. We have a lot of things.
What was your family and friends' reaction hearing that you're dating a black man? Like, yeah, you're with a black man. Nigerian, not a black man like a Nigerian.
It made me nervous.
Why?
Because there's a perception, isn't there? Everything always comes down to perception.
Yeah.
1, you're black. 2, you're Nigerian. What is the perception of Nigerians? They're scammers. So I had that element to battle against. And you're black and you're the first black man I've ever been with. I already have 2 white kids. I have that element of I'm the only person in my family who has been with somebody outside of their race. So it's like, what are my family going to say?
Breaking boundaries.
I am, isn't it? I'm going, do you know what? No, I'm going to do what I want.
Of course, they are racist, so they weren't very accepting of Daniel. It was the random comments sometimes towards either him or black people, and how we dealt with it. I cut them off.
She's technically half black with me now because she experiences everything I experience.
Someone in my family did tell me that I could date anyone I wanted. I could even be gay, but they would prefer if I didn't date a black person. And the person we were supposed to spend Christmas with them tells me, no, we would prefer it if you came, but you leave Daniel at home because this other person is not comfortable being around black people. Someone else uses the K word very openly. And the other day, this person visited me at work and came for a fight.
There was even a time where I slept outside because he was at his mom's because we couldn't communicate. I was obsessed with this man. There wouldn't be a night where I would go to sleep and he's not in my mind.
they have this fear of the black people taking over, and they just very negative when it comes to those black people.
His mom was calling her a B word, a B word, a B word. When I was staying there too, his stepdad would be like, why is she eating too much? Using my electricity?
Because at the end of the day, you want to be with this person, but they're trying to convince you not to be with that person.
So when my mom found out that I had my son, she kicked me out.
So I was the one in between, and then they both slapped me. And yeah, family is there, but I choose the family I created.
We're in a family with 3 different race groups. Other people having a very different look at our relationship and not liking it just from face value because it is an interracial relationship. This is us, this is our lane, this is who we are, this is our child, and this is who we love, and this is who we're here to protect.
I would say there are so many rules. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, well, we want to do this, let's do this.
Yeah.
And you will have to reel me in and say, baby, we can't do that. You might want to have a wedding now, but we can't have a wedding now.
True.
You know,
true.
we've got to follow our steps.
Yes.
And sometimes for me, I'm just like, why do you guys have so many rules?
Yeah. You feel a little bit more of a victim than the protector. And as a man, you want to protect your partner. I think that's my biggest responsibility in this family. Them, the way they look at us, then you sort of feel like there's nothing you can do to protect her. Those people were the people that made me question the relationship because of obviously making us uncomfortable.
Would you say there was a distinct difference between dating a white? Oh, please tell us, what was that difference?
White people are very, the one I dated was very controlling. He was very controlling. First of all, he deleted my first YouTube channel.
No.
Yeah, because he didn't want me to be seen by other men.
Oh my God.
I feel that with dating the white man, they still have this mindset of you feel like you're colonized.
Did you feel like you were with a colonizer? Well, you were dating the white man.
If someone doesn't want you to work, he didn't want me to work. He was so flabbergasted when I told him I'm working. One day, he video called me and I was at my workplace and he went ballistic.
Oh my God.
So is that not being colonized?
Yes, because the slave master wants to keep you down from this point of view. He's trying to keep you down and keep you in one place and not let you progress or move forward. Yeah. Oh my God, that was horrible. We thank God that you overcame that.
Let me tell you my experience with racism as a white woman. Did that get your attention? I started dating my husband when I was 15, he was 16. So we were in high school. Very naive, but definitely falling in love quickly. Now clearly you can tell I'm a white woman. My husband is from Nigeria, so he is African. And since we've been together for now, 14 years, it's hard to really pinpoint when my first encounter with racism was. I do remember one of my first memories being walking down the road, down the street, in the crosswalk, going towards the parks, going to play basketball, walk around, whatever, and holding his hand. And I didn't notice it at first, but my husband did, that frequently cars would slow down driving past us. I thought nothing of it, but I thought it was kind of weird, and he said no, they were checking to make sure you were okay. Another instance was when we went to the local pond that was frozen over. Where I'm in the Midwest, and we went out to walk on it, and he was going to give me a promise ring. Immediately, within minutes, cops come and we're wondering what's happening, and they totally spilled the beans to me what was going to happen, and immediately thought, how in the heck, why did this happen? Now, frequently in our neighborhood, let's just straw it out for you. It has its diverse areas, but I lived in the area that was very, very white, and a lot more of the older generation. So often we would be driving together. Of course, he would be driving. I'm the passenger princess, as I always am. And the amount of times we got pulled over for nothing. Going the speed limit, driving fine, not under the influence at all, never was. It was absolutely insane, guys. To this day, when we visit my parents, there is a little bit of anxiety. If he's driving, I'm in the car, what's gonna happen? Now, Story for a Different Day is the racism I experienced in other aspects of my life that have nothing to do with the neighborhood I was in. But when I tell you that I was in my white bubble, didn't really, I believed that racism existed, but never knew to what extent. I still never know to the fullest extent because of the way that I look. But I definitely have an idea of how it impacts my husband. And it definitely impacts interracial couples.
Thank you so much for watching. So we have all seen, I can just imagine what that first Nigerian man has gone through, to the extent that he's saying he can never get into another interracial marriage. This is an African man. I can really understand. Cultures are different. And it is so easy for someone to face challenges, to regret, to have some time of like thinking and saying, but really, did I have to do this? You may feel like, no, this is not what I was expecting. Maybe the different families, the people around, the society where you live, if you moved from Africa to maybe Europe or to USA, UK, India, China, Korea, those Asian countries, there are things that you really see that they are totally different from ours. And I can just imagine what people go through. Sometimes if they say something that is not pleasing to you, they may not understand what you have to go through. They will not understand how much that affects you. Sometimes we get into relationships. The person loves you so much. You also love the person back so much, but they have families behind them. In most cases, Africans have no issue, like don't really have a big deal in their child dating someone outside their race. So you get into this relationship or into this marriage with this person, but while facing challenges like hate, you get hate words or just negative responses from your partner's family or friends or just from the society if you relocated. There are some countries where people like haven't seen so many people of color, especially us, the Africans or the black people. So you find like people are looking at you as you're walking and they are like, it's like they have seen, I don't know what. Sometimes they show you like you're not welcome. They give you negative energy. They do even, some real go to the extent of asking you what you're doing there. They do some bad gestures on you. Like they really show you that you are in the wrong place. You're not welcome and you're not wanted. So if you face such things, if you're not strong, you may end the relationship and you go back to your country. For the example of racism, it's so much worse if you are racially discriminated by your partner's family and friends. People may not understand what you go through. Sometimes you just try to pretend like all is well, yet it's not really well. But I think people should just learn to appreciate if you see a couple like they are together, just let them be. Moreover, these Indians stay in Africa. This guy, the family was in Africa. It's not that he was in India. It was too much to make his fiancée or girlfriend like telling her and showing her like she's below them. I imagine even sitting on their couch, they were like, oh my God. I just imagine when you like go away, they clean it, you know, those things. So That was too much. So it's real. Families can really make things complicated and hard for you and your partner. Don't be surprised if it happens to you. And it's really crazy how some people still think that love has to happen in a certain way and not in another way. It's really crazy. My Nigerian brother, who didn't like camping, my brother, they say that when you go to Rome, you have to behave like the Romans. So if you married a white lady, and for them, they always go for camping with their families in the bushes, that means you have also to learn to do it. But camping in the bushes is not our thing, like we Africans. It's not something that is in us. And I really understand my Nigerian cousin there. But when you go interracial, there are things that you can learn with time and you catch up. Like I said, if you decide to go interracial, there are things that you just need to learn, things that your partner's culture does, you also just have to learn. If you're used to eating with the hand, not using cutlery, can you imagine? So communication and respect are everything in relationships like this. So yeah, that was a mix of funny, heartbreaking, and honestly inspiring. It's amazing seeing how strong some of these couples are, but also a reminder that love alone isn't always enough. So you need understanding, patience, and a thick skin for sure. If you are in an interracial relationship or you know someone who is into one, drop your thoughts or experiences in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss more reaction videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. Stay kind and let's meet in the next video.